Hi Aquarius, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.TarotbyAnisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity, be it in your love lives or your career, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Aquarians, it's a big month for all of us, for all the zodiac signs, and especially for you. We have Uranus that is moving signs after 7 years. It has been in Aries for the last 7 years, and now it moves to Taurus, where it will transit for the next 7 years. For you, the Uranian energy out of all the zodiacs, it's quite comfortable. You're quite happy being unpredictable. You're quite happy being eccentric. You don't mind the chaos, the upheaval. There is also a lot of compassion that comes with the Uranian energy. There is a lot of deep awakening that comes with Uranus as well. And all these are very familiar to you, Aquarians. These are not new things because they are a part of your own characteristic, Aquarian characteristic as well. So for you to have the Uranian 7-year transit, and of course depending on which part of the house it is there, I think you of all the zodiacs will be able to adapt the best out of them. Now Uranus is while being in Taurus, it really makes a very strange bedfellow, and also we have Saturn that it is working along with. While Taurus, being the earth sign, is all about structure, it's about conformity. Saturn is all about discipline, it's about limitations, and it's a teacher planet. Uranus coming over there, it's quite a strange dance that is going to happen amongst the three planets, with Uranus wanting freedom at all costs. It's wanting to speak its truth. It is the energy cannot be contained. Saturn demanding discipline and Taurus demanding conformity. And Uranian energy is not, it's not a very mild energy. I think along with, I think there's another, the Neptune of course is very gentle as well. You can't harness a Neptunian energy as well. But Uranus is volatile, it's dynamic, it causes chaos. You really, it's not an easy energy to work with. So with the Taurian stability or conformity, and with the Saturn disciplining you, Uranus is going to hit back or sort of lash out with that much force. So also these are the times where we will find people stand up more for humanitarian things, whether they're atrocities that are being done on people who are less fortunate or on animals. No longer it's a time wherein, we're going to be sitting back and watching things from our computers or from our participating through our armchair conversations that are going to be happening. The Uranian energy, it sort of just does this deep awakening where your own sensibilities really sort of get riled up, and you step your own humane self in order to take a stand, and not just, like I said, it's not just an emotional stand, it's really being physically being participating, taking an action, doing something about it. For you, this specific the Uranian energy is going to be there in the house of home. This is the house which is ruled by Cancer, and it is also rules your mother. So a lot of change can be expected in your living environment, Aquarians. For the first few weeks, we have Pluto and Mars, and they're conjuncting in your behind the scenes house. This is the house of spirituality. This is the house of where we go and recharge our emotional batteries, where we look at our old wounds. This is also a house of service. This is where when a planet transits over here, we serve. We get into a place where we offer ourselves, we volunteer, we say how it is that I can help you. It's not a place of action at all. It's a place of deep meditation, introspection. So you could find yourself either you're dealing with somebody who has deep psychological issues. It could be for some of you that you could be dealing with those yourself, that you may have been in therapy for a long time, and these issues, because Pluto is there, and Pluto tends to go really deep inside, and 12th house also is about your deep psychological issues. So Pluto will get in, dig in more deeper, pull out issues from the past, from childhood, how the nurturing was, how the nurturing was received or not received, and how it is that you have evolved to the stage that you are today. It's a great time to be seeking therapy, and I know in all my videos I speak a lot about therapy, and I think it's really, really important. It's very important to be in a space where you're not judged, where you're able to get a perspective on your problem. I think often when we are there inside it, it seems really enormous. It looks really huge, and I think there's a sense of shame. There is a sense of stigma which is attached to going in for therapy. But with this particular planetary aspect, I would really recommend that please go and speak with somebody who is professionally qualified, who can create that safe space for you. And maybe it may not be something really huge. Maybe it could just be that the situation is such that you're not able to speak with somebody, and it could just be bothering you. So Pluto and Mars over here are going to be bringing about a lot of, I would say, an opportunity to clear out old patterns, and you will find it coming out in the next couple of months as well. On the 14th, we have Mercury that goes and joins Sun, and this is there in your house of home, your family. A lot of conversations, Mercury is gone direct. There could be a sense of either you want to move house, you're looking at maybe renovating your place, buying, selling, leasing, change of location. Even in certain cases, I would say that you would even be thinking of changing your city. On the 15th, we have a new moon again in your house of home, and this again brings about, because Uranus is just away. The next day we have Uranus that is rolling in over here. So it's speaking about new beginnings, yes, as far as home is concerned, but then new transformational, but new transformational changes, and that is really the need of the hour, Aquarius, for you. You have to change, and this has to do with your home situation. This has to do with the people with whom you share the space. Something has to change, or the way that you deal with people, or the way that they deal with you. Some pattern needs to get tweaked somewhere around over here at home. On the 16th, the big drum roll, we have Uranus that is entering for 7 years in your house of home. So there's going to be a huge focus on home. There's going to be a lot of movement as far as home is concerned. You could be shifting homes, or you could be renovating, redoing, selling, leasing. In certain cases, you may find that the staff is incoming and outgoing. There's like a constant flux of people in and out. Or you could experience a lot of house guests as well. Maybe someone comes and lives with you for a year or so and then leaves, and someone comes and stays, and so on and so forth. Now, this entire, while it seems quite chaotic and quite disruptive, but the Uranian energy is also about making a mental shift, Aquarians. It's very important that because Pluto is there as well for you, close by, it speaks about some family history that needs to get released, that really needs to get sorted out during this time. And you need to also I think get close or relate more or hang on to the happiness that is really inside you, Aquarians. I think for those of you who have been grappling for answers or have been looking for a solution outside, I think you need to be pulling that inner strength a lot during this time and finding it really within you. On the 17th, we have Mars that moves into your own house. Fantastic placement, new projects, great time to be proactive, going out and wanting to do things your way. Great time to be changing your wardrobe as well. On the 20th, we have Venus that moves into your house of day-to-day chores and your health. Great time to be working out a new exercise regime. Have a look at your diet. What is it that you're consuming? What is it that works for you? Great time to be watching your weight as well, because Venus into this house at times also speaks about expanding your waistline. It brings about a lot of sweet food, a lot of indulgences along with it. On the 21st, we have Sun that moves into your house of love, romance, creativity, children. And it's a great time. It's a great creative energy. If there's a project that you've been working on for the longest of time, this is a time that you will sort of be putting finishing touches to it. And it's something that you would have really enjoyed doing it. For some of you, it could mean an opportunity to get associated with a similar creative project as well. We're closing the month with full moon that is there in your house of groups of friends, with people whom you share similar goals, similar ambitions, similar desire. And it's a very interesting time, because even though it's a very emotional time, full moon is about fruition, something which is coming to an end, or something which is coming to a completion. So for some of you, it could mean maybe you would literally sort of stop being a part of a certain community or a certain group that has done its, it's not adding any value. And for some of you, it means new beginnings, that you will be associating yourself with newer groups, with people. You could be identifying newer tribes, people with whom you can connect better. This also speaks about online communities as well. So literally, if you're not really a part of a group or a club, this also means some online forum, maybe a support group as well. I think it's a wonderful time to be looking at your social circle and also your support groups, Aquarians. It's very, very important. Be it online forums wherein that you can go and speak and get advice, whether it has to do with your work, or it has to do with your mental health, or it can be anything that could be bothering you. But I think with the full moon, it's also an identifying that something that you can start being associated with as of now. And of course, like I said, it could also mean on one hand that maybe a certain old friend circle has done its dues and you're now moving on to the next bit of it. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Aquarians. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.